Welcome back to the GP Productions podcast. Okay, welcome back to the show, and a familiar face joins me again, the king of LFC podcasting, the ring announcer of the LFC, Mr. Mike Larkin. How you doing, man?
Man, I cannot complain. It is early on a Monday morning. It's my day off. It's my good day. So I'm looking forward to also just shooting about the LFC and just talking to you, Maurice. I love you doing your show. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
having me once more.
And I'm here in between. I was working this morning, and now I got a little bit of time, little bit of wiggle room, maybe about half an hour, and then the second job with the two kids starts after this. So another long night ahead.
The grind never stops, Maurice. The grind never stops.
Yeah, how's things going in the podcasting world, man? Because you, like me, are consistent.
I cannot complain. I think for my end on the mic with Mike, I've been putting out a lot of great content. LFC is always consistent, whether it be it fighters, fans, what have you. I mean, Maurice, you and I have done our thing on the LFC podcast. So it's always a pleasure and a privilege to talk about the message of beauty, strength, and dominance, talk about LFC. It's another day for me, man. It's another day.
And that leads us into LFC 36, which you're going to be a part of. Do you want to just briefly summarize what's going to be going down May 13th?
So it's LFC 36 Booty Camp 4. We're going to see a lot of the veterans, a lot of newcomers that are formerly prospects, as well as newcomers into LFC. We have the LFC Madness 4 going on. So much like the previous event back in October, it's the finals of LFC Madness 3 and the finals of LFC Madness 4. We get some blingage. We got a lot of great stuff that goes on there, from the chains, the diamonds. Ooh, we got the Booty Camp chain. We got the champion in the house. It's going to be a stacked card going into May 13th.
Yeah, and it's a good time. I feel like everything is kind of fallen back into place really in the entertainment world. So this is kind of going to be like a really big show for you guys. I know you've done one since the kind of end of the pandemic, but this feels like the real first big one with no kind of worries about COVID and all other stuff people have been worrying about the last couple of years.
Oh, 1,000%. And I mean, when you're going to be doing on a Friday, May 13th, who doesn't want to spend a Friday night with some beautiful women in lingerie and a hell of a good time at the FSW Arena, right?
Friday the 13th lingerie.
Mhm.
Surely there could be some horror themage going on this year, you would think.
Oh, man. Hey, if you had Jeff Hardy back in the day going under the ladders, did not care when it came to ladder matches. Someone could go under a ladder. It don't matter. It's balls to the wall. It's in your face. It's LFC, Maurice.
Yeah, but the way I'm thinking of is Friday the 13th. I'm thinking of Jason Voorhees. I'm thinking, is someone going to pull out a costume with a Friday the 13th? You'll have to tune in to find out.
I would not be shocked, man. If someone wanted to come out in some Friday the 13th attire, man, oof, I'd love to see it.
Yeah. And talk to us about your role at this event.
So I will be ring announcing once more going into this. And for me, it's a pleasure and a privilege, much like the Halloween show. We get to see a lot of new faces coming into LFC. I get to see a lot of familiar faces. So it's going to be great all around, mixing the newcomers with the veterans. This is always such a fun time for LFC in the booty camp world. So, I mean, hey, it's prospects, it's veterans, it's LFC, it's a good time. So my role is just to hype up the crowd, motivate, evoke some emotions, and ring announce some great females going into each and every bout.
And of course, like it's not just in any city either. This is in Las Vegas as well. So this is kind of like
Yes.
balls out.
Right, and it's the FSW Arena. It's Future Stars of Wrestling, where so many great people have come out of there, like Eli Drake, Chris Bay, Karrion Cross. We'll be here all day. Brian Cage has wrestled there. Maserati. The list goes on and on of so many greats coming from Future Stars of Wrestling.
Yeah. For the casual fan that may be watching this that doesn't know about the product, how can you explain it to them, and what will they see on May 13th?
Lingerie Fighting Championships is a little bit of MMA, a little bit of wrestling, and a little bit of clothing. The best way I can describe it to everybody is it's a mixture of MMA, it's a mixture of pro wrestling and of different art forms and different crafts, mixed with some sex appeal. I always equate it to like the LFL, the Lingerie Football League, where it was beautiful women kicking butt and taking names and lingerie looking good, and it's a hell of a game of football. It's one of those things where it's an entertainment based product. It's a fun product. It's physicality mixed with sex appeal. And how can you go wrong? So that's how I would describe LFC: a fun time and fun entertainment, and really just a whole lot of beautiful women encompassing internal and external beauty and fighting each other, maybe some scratch and clawing, but it's a good time all around.
Yeah, and of course there is still tickets available for the event, and I will put the Eventbrite link underneath in case people want to go, because I think the tickets are going pretty fast. There's not too many left now, but of course, if you can't be in Vegas, you can catch it on pay-per-view as well.
Yes, sir. Check out lfcfights.com and check out Eventbrite to pick up your tickets and come on down and say what's up to us at the FSW Arena.
If only I was living a bit closer. Maybe
Ah,
someday, maybe someday you guys will be back in Europe. I think you'll be back in Europe at some
I
point.
think we are, and you and I will definitely be hanging out and doing our thing, man. I know you just did your thing in Dallas over there for WrestleMania. I saw the good time you were having, Maurice.
I had a very good time. You see, I'd say to you, oh, do you want to come to Dallas? Because in Ireland, like if you want to go anywhere, you can get anywhere in 4 hours. But in America, it's a little bit different.
That it is, but I gotta say, man, I think time will tell, and we'll be seeing each other's faces in the near future, Maurice. I guarantee it.
Outside of the virtual universe.
Outside of the virtual universe, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to have a look at some of these teams here, because there's 3 teams, and we're going to have a look at the pink team first. And I just want to get your thoughts on this team. Thing that strikes me about this is the 2 Bellas on the same team this time, after all they've been through.
Exactly. And for me, well, Bella Madison is going to be taking on Sheena, and Bella Rockefeller is going to be taking on Shaylin. They wanted to wrestle each other, and they wanted to face each other in bouts. I mean, Bella Rockefeller and Shaylin are the runner-ups from the LFC Madness 2. Bella Madison and Sheena, the winners of the LFC Madnesses, respectively. So, I mean, there was only one way for Bella Rockefeller to face Shaylin, and that was to be traded because they were both on the same team. So, let's see how they coexist on the same team. It's going to be fun. I mean, the last time they fought at the end of the bout, Bella Rockefeller gave the finger to one Bella Madison. So it's going to be interesting to see the combustible elements on the same team, that being the pink team.
I have a feeling there's a little bit of mutual respect there,
I
because
agree with that.
they're on the same team now, and there was some amount of trash talk in the last time between the 2 of them, but they were so good, the 2 of them, and they both deserve to win, really.
They absolutely do. And I think when you have that chemistry and that flow like both the Bellas did, I mean, it makes for great entertainment. It makes me want to see a future rematch between the two, but they're even more dangerous as a cohesive unit now.
Who's the one to watch from this team?
Man, Tomiko the Temptress Tajima has not been in action since the Sturgis events. I mean, we haven't seen her since LFC 30. She's a veteran. She's someone that I would not take lightly. Lauren the Animal Fogel is another one that sticks out to me because she is on a constant winning streak. She hasn't lost her like last 7, 8 bouts. And of course, the champ, Jolene the Valkyrie Hex, the champ, as she calls herself, that being Miss Jolene the Valkyrie Hex, the European champion, the LFC champion, looking to add some blingage around her neck with the LFC booty camp chain. So I would go with the champ herself, Jolene, and Lauren for the veteran side of things. But do not underestimate Tomiko. She's been itching, she's been scratching, she's been clawing to get back into the LFC ring.
And this European Championship, is this going to be defended? Or is this only going to be defended in Europe?
I believe it'll only be defended in Europe. At this event, it will not, because it is the booty camp chain, so the booty camp will be on the line.
So definitely an excuse, Sean Donnelly, to get back to Europe, I think.
Absolutely.
Dublin, Ireland.
Yes.
Now, the black team. Talk to me.
Whew. Man, let me tell you something about the black team here. We got the booty camp champ right front and center, Miss Jennifer Thomas, a.k.a. Jenny Bloody Valentine. The woman has been on fire. At the last event, she was La Scorpia, filling in for the original La Scorpia and the Lucha Lingerie against Volcana, doing it for a friend, you know what I'm saying? For her, I mean, she's another one who's been on an absolute winning streak. She's strong, she's fast, she's quick. She has been killing it. She is a veteran of the LFC auspices, and I gotta say, a dangerous force and such a brute when it comes into the LFC ring. We got Bella Inc. taking on a interesting opponent in Miss Kyla Keys. Relatively new, relatively quick to learn, and I think she's going to give Bella a run for her money because she's so serious, and I look forward to seeing Kyla Keys' debut. Man, you got Sheena the Hungarian Bathory, the winner of LFC Madness 2, taking on Bella Madison. Such a strength, such a brute in her own right, the jiu-jitsu background. She is one of the ones that could take you down. Man, she put me in a headlock after the show, and I thought I was going to flip judo throw, bro. But at the end of the day, she's playful, she's strong, she's mighty. That's another one to look out for. And, of course, right behind her there is the newcomer, Angelica, the Italian knockout KO. Angelica's coming all the way from Italy, and she'll be in there scrapping and clawing and striking, doing as only she could do, man. When you're coming from Italy, you want an evening in Roma. It may not be the evening in Roma that you want with Miss Angelica Go, but it's going to be a fun night all in all.
I think the Italian should cash in her money in the bank briefcase and bring that European Championship back to this continent.
Yes, sir.
And of course, Bella Inc. there as well that I had in the podcast, and she was an absolute blast, man. She's so funny.
Such a sweetheart, such an entertaining human being. It will always be a great time with Miss Ella Inc. for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the blue team.
I'm a little biased on this one because blue is my favorite color. So let me take a look at this team here, Mr. Maurice. Oh, my goodness. Carmen Valentina is a newcomer to LFC. She'll be taking on Tomiko the Temptress Tajima. She's done her thing in the modeling world and the adult world as well. Very strong, very fast, and she is not one to mess with, if you will. So Carmen Valentina against Tomiko, because this is Tomiko's first role as the veteran, because Tomiko, in her own right, made her debut at LFC 26, the first booty camp, against Shelly Aphrodite de Silva, a.k.a. Shelly Martinez. So, my goodness gracious, the roles are reversed, and I can't wait to see how that goes. Kyla Keys, like I mentioned, is going to be taking on Bella Inc., another newcomer to the LFC auspices, which would be very interesting. The newcomer as well, and Ambra, the killer pixie, coming all the way from Italy, will be in action. I can't wait to see what Ambra does. She's strong, she's fast, she's quick. She's actually been training in England during her Sessions World Tour. She was with Marty Jones, who has worked with the likes of Dynamite Kid. Who's worked with Dynamite Kid, Finley, will be here all day, has trained the future, such as Ridge Holland. So she has a lot of great background there. And, of course, in the front and center, there's the sinister Shaylin taking on Bella Rockefeller, the two runner-ups looking to make a mark on the LFC auspices, as well as get their first W in front of LFC. So we have a strong-knit team, and, of course, back there, coached by Audrey the Mongoose Monique, who's going to be always up to her tricks, but she's getting things done. This was originally supposed to be a punishment for her, Mr. Maurice, but I got to say, she's making that punishment. She's doing as only she could do, and spilling that knowledge and installing that knowledge, and also being a little crafty in her own right.
Mm-hmm. So with these three teams, Mike, can you break down like how can you win this thing, and how many matches are you going to have?
For the bouts, usually there's about like 6 in regards to LFC. The shows are usually about 2.5 hours. Man, it's just, we could be 3 rounds, man. We could go to decision. We could do, whoever wins in the first round, the second round. It could be submission. It could be tap out. It could be knockout. It's one of those things where you never know what you're going to get in LFC. We've also seen, unfortunately, injuries have happened with ribs, with foots, with ankles. It's no joke. And I mean, people look at it for the title of lingerie. And I'm like, yes, that's the sex appeal side of things. But these girls go out there and give you a show. And sometimes things do happen. But it could go all 3 rounds. It could be split decision. It's one of those things where you really never know what goes on in LFC. So you can expect a split decision. You can expect a tap out. You could be a decision where they go the distance. You never really know. But I think either way, it's something that a lot of people should tune in to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially that when I told them I was going to WrestleMania, for example, they were like, "Oh, well, that's fake." And I was like, "Yes, but they can still get injured. Like shit can still go wrong,
Right. It's like when you see, and I'll give you a perfect example in the 80s, when John Stossel got smacked by Dr. D. David Schultz, rightfully so, because he said something stupid. It wasn't just because, we felt like slapping him. And it goes with any job I equate it to. It doesn't have to be wrestling, doesn't have to be LFC. If you're going to make someone's job, someone's livelihood, it's not fake to them. You know what I'm saying? They put their time and their effort to do what they do. It could be a garbage man cleaning up trash, man. They take pride in that, cleaning up the environment, helping the environment. So, I mean, anything in life, and one of the things I love to say is life is an art form, and we're all applying our crafts. Just let us apply our crafts and do our thing, Maurice.
Mm-hmm. The main event of this card, Mike.
Oh. Jolene the Valkyrie Hex, the champ against the booty camp champ Jenny Valentine. Man, Jolene is looking to add that blingage to her around her neck. We'll never hear the end of it if she wins, because she's been scratching, she's been clawing. She wants that jewelry. And Jenny's looking to hold on to it. I mean, she's only the third booty camp that we've had win as far as the champs go. We've had Ali Baby Doll Parks. We have had Selena De La Renta. And now we have Jenny Bloody Valentine. Oh, my Lord, man. She is looking to showcase her talents and keep that booty camp champ, the only first gold that Jenny has held in her long tenure with LFC. And this is a first-time bout for everyone in LFC. We have never seen Jenny Bloody Valentine against Jolene Hex. So, I mean, for the first time, it's going to be one of the best times, and maybe over and over again, like Nelly and Tim McGraw once sang. We can get a series with them, but still, it's going to be really cool. It's a main event for the ages as far as LFC 36 Booty Camp 4 is concerned.
Do you think that makes it maybe the biggest match in LFC history then?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Jenny Bloody Valentine, like I said, this is a woman who back at LFC 25 lost to Terry Feisty Fist London. They were both having that same attire, but she's even said in her own right, didn't even want to go to the after party. She just wanted to go out, maybe have some cookies. You know what I'm saying? Have a little sweets to numb the pain, if you will, Mr. Maurice. We've seen that, Jenny. Now we got a Jenny who's unstoppable, and she doesn't want to give anything up. She's ready to do her thing. She's been suspended. She accidentally hit a fighter in the face. So she's like, you know what? No regrets, risk it all. And she risked it all. And she cast in on a booty camp chain, Mr. Maurice. So, I mean, she's not looking to let that go anytime soon.
Have you picked out your suit for this event?
Oh, man. It's probably going to be something if it's like a button down, maybe black and blue, because black and blue are my two favorite colors. I'm wearing a blue robe night now. You know what I'm saying? So it might be a little something good.
What about if you could implement black, blue, and pink?
Well, I got a pink suit also as well, so I can incorporate a little bit maybe of the three, but we'll see. Like I said, I have a numerous amount of choices. Either way, I'm going to be looking good. I'm going to be looking tight to death. I'm going to be an outcast player, Mr. Maurice. I'm going to look so fresh and so clean. Either way, I'm going to look good, and we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, and you got to remain neutral because you're friends with all these people, so you can't really side towards any team. Is that fair to say?
That is absolutely fair to say, but I will still always be, my blue will be my favorite color because like the Eiffel 65 song, I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. That ain't happening. I ain't dying. I'm living, Maurice. But I'm going to be very impartial. I'm not going to be taking any sides. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Tickets for the event are still available on Eventbrite, and you can order it on pay-per-view. Anything else to add to that?
If you have not experienced LFC, it is an event like no other. A little bit of MMA, a little bit of wrestling, and a little bit of clothing. These women go out there looking beautiful, looking as only as they can look. Woo! And doing their thing as only as they could do. You're going to be in for a good time. You're going to be in for an entertaining night. And if you want a good time, come on down to the FSW Arena. If you can't be there in person, order it on Eventbrite, lfcfights.com. Check it out because you will not be disappointed. Great night of action, 2.5 hours if you're there, 2.5 hours if you're watching online. We give you some of the best content, some of the best entertainment, and some of the best, I'm going to say right now, Maurice, you've seen the shows. You know what's up. If you're in LFC, you're like family to us, and we appreciate each and every one of you that tune in to the LFC broadcast.
Best of luck with everything on the night, and we will catch up afterwards to hear about the fallout.
Oh, thank you so much, Maurice. I cannot wait to come back on here and talk about the event. I can't wait to have you back on my podcast to talk about the event. Check out LFC Network on Roku, where you can see Maurice's face over here, my face on the LFC podcast, LFC Exposed, and so many great events. It's a good time to be an LFC fan.
I'll see you at the next event in Europe.
I will see you there, absolutely. We'll get a pint or something, my friend.
Thanks a million, man.
Thank you, sir.